What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Experience podcast. Thank you for tuning back in with us. We have another unique and special guest here with us today. It's an afternoon session. Usually we bounce around morning, late night, but this time it's afternoon. We have my very special guest here. She is a dancer, choreographer, mover, fitness instructor, and she is the creator and artistic director of Mad Moves. Madison Pitcher, everybody. Give it up. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Matthew. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. Are you excited?
More.
Are you ready
More.
for an experience?
I need a bigger word. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for coming in. So first of all, we have to know, what is Mad Moves? Give us a little bit of, some inspiration, how it started, maybe an idea. Like, where did it
Yeah.
come from? Where did it come from?
Yeah. Can I ask you something?
Yes.
What does a mad move sound like to you?
A mad move. Oh, snap. Here we go.
What does it sound like?
Mad moves sounds like you're making moves.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah. Yeah, that's
yeah.
totally it, right? Making moves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a mover. That's like my favorite word to call myself is a mover. Mad Moves is something my best friend and I created. Her name's Sarah, and she's actually moving out here this summer to make this launch happen.
Cool.
With one another. We're creating kind of like a personal brand. It's about a movement, is what it is. I want to create spaces in different times, and like I said, spaces for people to find what moves them. And like the mad move of them all is to get out of whatever doesn't suit you anymore. I've been inspired recently to create and empower within my mad moves that I've made. Mad being in my name, Madison, has also been like a huge special moment for it. But I think where I'm gonna go with it is something that I want people to live by. So whenever I'm sitting here talking to you, I want to hear something and I want to say back to you, that's a mad move. I think it should be in people's languages, in the way they walk, in the way they talk, in the way they feel, in the way they do. Anything that is a decision made by me, for me, is a mad move. Based off authenticity, imagination, creativity, that high realm, the higher vibration within yourself exists. And I think the more we move toward that, the more mad moves we make, and the clearer and the more mad our life will be. I think mad has always been a bad word to me, but a badass word.
Yeah.
So mad moves is about getting out wherever you don't need to be and being there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But bigger than that, it's gonna, hopefully turn into it will turn into this multi-purpose studio that everything that I have to offer and everything that inspires me to make mad moves is gonna be offered. I want dance classes, I want writing classes, I want yoga classes. I have so many people in my life right now that have just taken my life on a separate journey that I think could come together as one and pass it on. I want to pass it on. I want to leave it. Mad Moves it moves in every direction. You know what I mean? And it started from somewhere and it's going to go somewhere. And my huge mantra right now is movement versus moments.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big picture of Mad Moves is I'm not creating a brand so you can conform to it. I'm creating a brand so you can find your own.
Right. So from what I'm getting, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle that you'll be able to build with clientele, with other people that you meet, and through dancing, moving, and just instilling that like in conversations and being able to connect with people in that way, huh?
Totally.
That's amazing. Did that come from a certain moment? Did that come from, have you always been thinking about doing that? You know what I mean?
It's
right.
so funny that you asked that because a couple years back, so I went to college for dance at Point Park University, and I created something also with my best friend Sarah.
Yeah.
It was called Picture's Purpose.
Hey, oh, that's a great
Okay.
name. You know what? You need to make up names for us.
Yeah.
These are all great. Mad moves.
Mad moves, you know.
Picture purpose.
We need to make
Picture
one-
purpose. Purpose.
Picture's Purpose.
Picture's purpose.
Yeah,
I love
that was
too.
that was the first go around.
What?
That was its first go around.
Nice.
And you know, it went somewhere.
Yeah.
It was going somewhere.
Okay.
I found myself kind of leaping into the wrong ponds with
Okay,
it.
okay.
I think I got tired, and my best friend's really good at doing the marketing. You know, she's a business major as well as a dance major, so we're both we work well together. So she really believed in me and helped. You know, Instagram's the huge thing, so you got to make the Instagram and you got to show up. You got to show up, and I was like, not showing up for myself anymore. So, you know, like, this isn't authentic anymore.
Okay.
So let's put it aside. This is a great idea. We always knew that there was something to come out of it.
Okay.
And literally one day, her and I were sitting in a cafe. She came and visited Vegas one day, and she was like, "So what's the studio that we're gonna own be named one day?" And ever since I met her, she's always said we're gonna own a dance studio. I am lucky enough to have a best friend that believes in my brand and my talents to launch it, and she's so talented herself. It's like, how do I not use this? So, you know, and this was before quarantine. Like, this was before COVID times. This was already in the idea, and it was post-COVID that I decided to pick it up.
Yeah.
Post-COVID, I decided to pick it up and run with it. And she's made my logos. She's created so much that we're working on. Our website's built. You know, we own the name, and but yeah, it started from somewhere, and I think that's what's made it so powerful. Is it like I liked seeing the rough drafts.
Yes.
Of things before the big picture, you know. It's just like in school, I loved writing essays, and like I think I wrote 3 rough drafts every single time.
That's awesome.
It's a process,
What?
you know.
Yeah.
Like, and in life, it's a process, you know. Every day is different, and just like at Mad Moves, our studio, not every class is going to be your favorite, and not everything's your flavor, but it clicks. When it clicks, it clicks. So I'm excited.
Right. Do you have a date that you're kind of looking at, or do you have places in mind that you think that you're going to, or like when you're going to release this, even if it's not like that studio, like right away opening? Is there something that they can catch you at that you'll be releasing, or anything to look forward to, per se, within the next couple of months with Mad Moves?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the call, I think 2 weeks ago, that my best friend Sarah was moving here.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is happening. Even when, you know, you and I got to talking, and speaking it into existence is so important. And I feel like everyone has to hear that when it's said, and to really believe it and practice it. You know, manifestation is everything to me.
Yeah.
But this summer is, you know, when she'll move out here, and I'm hoping by 2022 it's in force, and it has, whether it's a location or a time or an event. You know, we could do events, we could do so much, we could travel. I want to make I want it to be a home in Vegas, though.
Yeah.
I've really decided that.
That's awesome.
I've really decided that Vegas has surprised me in so many ways.
And it has with me as well. Yeah. You see
I
it
can
too?
tell, and you've ran with it.
Yeah.
You've so ran with it. Like, I've walked into this studio today so inspired, and it's like,
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I'm so glad that we brought that to you.
Yeah.
I walked in here too, and I was really inspired, and this almost the same way as you reacted. As soon as I walked in, I was like, what? This is the perfect place. Like, why not?
I couldn't
Why
believe
not,
it. I couldn't
right?
believe it.
Why not? So, okay, great. So you have all this coming to life now, right? 2020, I maybe to the least could say that it inspired you to really push afterwards, to execute it, right? Because I remember with this, with experience, and when it was just a dance convention, there was a moment in time where it just kind of hit me, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then after that, there was nothing that was going to stop me to do it. Like, I told myself I was going to do it, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like, and then I did it. It was hard. I was thinking about it for 6 months straight, every day. It was the first and the last thing on my mind all the time. And it was a stressor, but it's powerful thing with the mind. Once you tell yourself that you have this plan that you're going to do it, no one's going to stop you except yourself. But you
Yes.
pass that, you break that boundary, and then that's it. You know,
And
the
then
mind
that's
is a
it.
powerful thing,
I know.
you know?
I agree with you. Like, I knew what Mad Moves is and is going to be the second I recognize the patience I have for it.
Yeah.
I've never had so much patience. I think that's like my biggest flaw, is that I run out of patience, and you know, if the outcome's not there, I escape. And this is the first thing in my life that is mine that I will wait on, you know?
Yes.
Like it doesn't, because it's not even about the outcome.
Yeah.
Mad Moves is everything in between. It's the transitions. It's the transitions.
Yes.
So being on this podcast right now is everything to me, you know what I mean? Just like tomorrow will be, because I have this podcast to like inspire the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, because the moment's going to be over, but the movement never stops.
Yes. Amazing. You guys, this is like blowing my mind. I'm sitting here. By the way, we've been very consistent with naming all the guests as zodiac signs. So I will say that she is also a Cancer like me. So I'm sitting here and I'm just smiling because everything that she says, I'm like, that's exactly what I say. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll like say this, like maybe if it's not out there, which it should be, I should practice that more. But even to myself, yes, I have conversations with myself. But even with myself, I'm just like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Things like this, right? It's the journey, it's the transitions, it's the in between, it's the process of it. It's not, and especially if you don't have a bigger goal. I always say there's something that I took in a moment in time from my life, and it was that it's the most important thing for me. And this is what I see, is that it's what you leave in this lifetime. You know, you can start thinking alternate dimensions and other universes, but the biggest meaning is what you're going to leave in this lifetime. What is it going to grow into when you leave the planet? It's not about the little things. They were talking crap about me behind my back. They didn't see my vision, so they were doing this, and just worrying about the little things. You know, we're a glimpse in time. I see videos, and like I look at New York in the 1920s, and then it just goes on from 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and I'm like, you know, a lot of it, I don't know this person. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I just seen a glimpse of time, and it just goes boom, 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 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. And then now we're into what we are, 90s, 2000s, you know, and then 2010,
Oh my
2020,
gosh.
2021. It's a glimpse in time, but what's important is what you're going to leave here, you know, whether it's to a person, your teachings, something that can flourish. Maybe it'll be a studio, maybe it'll be a movement, maybe it'll be an event, but it's just something that you left in this lifetime for people to remember you by, because people are going to forget the little things. People are going to forget the little petty fights and stuff, like once your lifetime is over. So why not enjoy the journey and the process of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I found myself at the age of 17, and I was already thinking, oh, what am I going to be like when I'm 28? What am I going to be like when I'm 35? What am I going to be like when I'm 40? And then I forgot to live the moment. And then it's kind of the same thing with the phone. I look at the phone, and then like little things like my neck starts hurting, and I'm like, it shouldn't be that way, but it's a constant like looking down, and then I'm like even right now my neck is kind of tweaked, and it's like just those little things, and I forget to live the moment. I forget to look up, and I'm almost addicted to making sure I'm up to date with everybody that I forget I'm not up to date
Where
with
you're at.
myself. Yeah, I'm not up to date with myself. In 2020, I had to be with myself, just like a lot of other people. They had to face themselves, and then self-assessment, and then now it's like evaluation, and then now it's like, I don't have other people to give me like reaffirmation that I'm dope, you know, or just like little things like that, you know, even if it's just like the generic fire emoji, it's like I don't get that anymore. But it was crazy that our communication stemmed down so low to I wouldn't say so low, but so simple to where it's just like emojis. That's how we communicate now, right? It's like, I don't even have to say a word. I don't even have to reply to you with meaningful words or sentences anymore. I could just hit you with a heart eye emoji, and then all of a sudden, like, that's the biggest meaningful thing, and I didn't even say a word to you, you know?
Yeah, and I didn't even say a word.
Right?
I
See?
didn't even
So
say a
it's cool to see like how the times are changing and everything, but it's also good to be aware and realize the changes. And for me, the word that I can take from last year that I've been working on and that I've stuck with, and I realize that I need to work on it more, is acceptance. Like, I needed to be able to accept things more, at least the things that I could not change, um, w- whether it's like dealing with people or something like that. Like, I can't change the way that someone thinks about my choreography. If you love it, you love it. If you feel me, you feel me. If you don't, then that's okay too.
Yes.
You know, that's the thing about being an
Yes.
artist, is when you put your artwork out there. That's why we're so sensitive and we're so self-critical when we put our artwork out there, whether it's a painting, a dance piece, a poem, a song, because we care about it. We love it. It's our passion. But that's how you know when it's someone's passion, when they're so critical about it. But you're still putting yourself out there for people to watch it, to critique it. You know what I mean? And you'll get a hate comment, or you get something that's just like completely, that it'll take you down, right? You'll get you'll get like 99 compliments and one bad one, and then you focus on the bad one, right? Like, that's what I did all the time, and I had to stop doing it, and I just accepted that I wasn't gonna please everybody, but I mean, that it kind of comes naturally sometimes, being Mother Moon and Cancer and everything. It's like, that's what I want to do, and I didn't realize it until I'm in the healthcare field, right? I take care of people. I was a teacher. You're a teacher as well. You're an instructor. So you're giving yourself out to people all the time, right? And it's like every week, and you love it. It's your passion. You're doing it. You make a little money, bonus, right? But then, like, later on, you'll realize, like, well, I mean, not saying you will, but like, you give yourself a lot to people, to the least. Like, you're always giving yourself out every week. And I didn't realize it until last year. And I said, you know what? I got to take time for myself. Like,
Good for you.
yikes. Like,
Good for you.
you know what I'm saying? And that a lot of self-realization, I think, right?
A lot of it.
To the least. Yes.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Something that I'm holding on to right now with Mad Moves is, like, I always call it a process, and I've found that, like, step one is becoming the protector of your own peace, and that says a lot for myself, because you'd be surprised at how often we choose other people over ourselves.
All the time. All the time, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Cancer thing.
Yeah, I could say to the least, I think it is. I think it is. Yes.
We care a lot about others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. When you said that right away, about protecting your own peace, I say this to people all the time, that whatever you're doing, right? As long as you're happy, because you're with yourself all the time. You
talk to yourself the most.
You talk to yourself the most. You go to sleep with yourself. Like, you can have boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend, family, anything, but you're always with yourself. You conclude your day or your night, depending who you are. You conclude that with yourself. You're still with yourself no matter what. Like I said, again, the closest people in your life, yes, they're with you a lot of the times and they support you, and we need that, but you are going to go to sleep with your thoughts. You're going to wake up with your thoughts. You may even dream with your thoughts. So it's always going to be you. So there has to be at least a little bit of your happiness still that you can preserve for yourself.
Preserve, I like that word.
Yeah. So I always say that all the time. I'm like, for me, my advice that I'm going to tell you, as long as you're not hurting yourself, hurting others, and it's not illegal, then go for it. Shine,
Yeah.
Love everything that you do.
Yes.
And if you don't, notice the cycle that you're in, find a way to break that cycle, and continue on. Because again, like, you think life is long, but it's short. you don't know when um, it'll be your last breath, and
Absolutely.
we never know that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I think, honestly, one day I woke up and I said, I'm kind of tired of being like a victim of the universe, you know?
Mhm.
Like, with everything that we've been through, I feel like I was telling myself I've lost so much, and or these people have taken so much from me, and the world's not the same anymore. And but like you said, you still have yourself, and you're always gonna have yourself, you know, no matter what universe we're living in or on, or
Mhm.
and it is how you leave your mark. And I say it every Pilates class I teach, you know, make space, you know, your mat is your mat, like create space on this mat right here right now, because it matters. Like your footprints matter, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way, like the energy that you flow, like it's building, and you don't even realize the people that you're affecting, you know. And that's what I appreciate about you, you know. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so open, so safe, so energizing at the same time. Energizing. You're so energizing. Like Energizer Bunny. Oh.
Boom, boom. If you guys are on the audio version of this, then you cannot see me acting like the Energizer Bunny. But
It's cute.
if you're on YouTube, you can see it. Boom, boom, boom. So you spoke that you are a Pilates instructor, right? Okay. Where, if you're in Vegas,
Oh yeah.
if you're a local,
Oh yeah.
where can they catch these classes at?
Oh, you're gonna come to FSY Fitness over in Green Valley on Henderson. Yeah, we got a hot room, a cycle room, a tread room.
Yes.
Yeah, I teach cycle too.
That's awesome.
Indoor cycling is fan fave.
Nice. That I'm
Yeah.
sure they have to book ahead of time.
You sure
because
do?
of what's
Yeah, I mean, only because classes get full now. It's lower capacity, but
Yeah.
I will always encourage group fitness. I think it's so powerful.
Yeah. Amazing.
I love group fitness.
It's almost kind of this, it's kind of like dance classes, you know, like we're all together and
Being badass, like just testing your strength and watching yourself grow, feeling yourself, the detox, the mental and physical detox is just
therapeutic.
It is. It's like a drug. I love it.
Right. Absolutely. By the way, you are the second dancer on this podcast. I've had Marley Hightower, but that was pretty much, you know what? Okay, I count for the first episode, Vendy and I, but that was like an intro to this show. So yes, yeah, Vendy's a dancer. So we'll count that as well. But it's rare. I bring dancers maybe like every so often. So
Wow,
it's
thank
great.
you.
It's great to be like talking about movement and just kind of like following in that direction
Yeah.
and keep going with that. It's nice to
Yeah.
expand like that.
I think it's so cool that we can call ourselves movers. I think I got addicted to the dancer label, and I think Mad Moves is a really good outlet for me to realize that a mover is it's much more than a dancer, and what I want to do is a lot more than dancing.
Yes, it doesn't put a limit, really.
Yeah.
It labels they have a power in the world, but they shouldn't have it as much as they do. So, but it's a double-edged sword. I say it about social media all the time.
Yeah.
So if you
yeah,
guys are
you
familiar,
do be talking about that.
if you guys are familiar with the show, you guys know I have a love-hate relationship with social media, but it's brought beautiful things to me. As long as for me, like I learn how to control it and how to give it its ins and outs and not give it my full attention. If you have an iPhone, they have a great thing now where you can limit your time on apps, which is great, and I use that. So it's brought down my screen time. Yes,
There you go.
I checked it yesterday. It brought it down a little bit more, and
It'll notify me.
Yeah.
I didn't ask
See?
for this.
see, yeah. So there we go. If you guys have that, I wanted to transition it into. I mean, it's still kind of pertaining to dancing, which is amazing.
Cool.
But I know you were just as of recently brought into something that they call Vent Dance and Creative Sessions. You are their facilitator, if I'm
Yeah,
correct.
I do.
Tell us about that. I know I've seen a few familiar faces on that profile.
Okay.
I checked it out. I saw David Mayorga.
Yeah, he's also a facilitator.
Great, amazing. He is a dance teacher at Millennium Dance Complex, guys. you, obviously,
Yes.
and I've seen a lot of pages that follow it that I follow as well. So,
Yes.
what is that about?
Oh my gosh. I have to say, this company is what's really inspired Mad Moves and guided my journey with it. Dance and Creative Sessions is sort of, right now it's over Zoom, but we like to hold in person also. It's an hour session, 30 minutes guided improv based, movement based, I could say. Actually, more non-dancers than dancers take it. So it's very,
Okay.
not like that's why I'm called a facilitator. You know, I'm not instructing you how to dance.
Yeah.
I'm facilitating. I'm guiding you.
Amazing.
And I mean, people water the plants while they do it. They do their dishes while they do it. So it's a 30-minute movement practice, and then it's a 30-minute creative practice. So I give you movement prompts, and then I give you a creative prompt that you can choose to do whatever you wish with: paint, draw, act, sing, meditate. I actually wrote a poem in my vent session today.
What?
I did, and I love it. And I sent it to my mom, and my mom has always thought I could be a writer, and she was so happy with it. And so even vent allows you to like experience things that you might have never felt before, or maybe needed to tap into. You know, that's somewhere lost inside of you. Writing is definitely one for me, but yeah, it's very therapeutic. The name vent is the vent for a reason. It's life changing, I think. But it's every Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. David and I switch off facilitating, and it's a good time
On Zoom
on Zoom
every Saturday.
every Saturday.
So, I had to ask it because you just brought it up. Do you have the poem with you? Do you have it on you?
It's over there on my phone.
That poems. Never thought of diving into that. How is it? It's just another way for you to.
I think I've always just had this like secret hope that I'd be a singer-songwriter one day.
Do you see she's rocking the Miley Cyrus Hannah Montana look? If you guys
The
notice
best of
this.
both worlds.
Look
Okay.
what. I love it.
Okay.
I love this hairstyle. You
Thank
totally
you.
rock it too.
Thank
by the way.
you. Thank you. I feel like I've always walked in this hair.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds.
Yes.
Like I always, yeah. So thank you.
Yeah.
But I think writing in general for me is just like another. It's a way to express myself. I'm always expressing myself. Express. You know, and writing is something that I can also see my thoughts. You know, and I'm a visual person, so that it makes things so much clearer.
I said this yesterday actually in a conversation. It's crazy. I
Did
said
you?
I'm a visual learner.
I am a visual
Yes.
learner.
I was speaking about my freestyle, and I was like, when I watch some people like that are very clear, I don't know if you're aware of them. If you know Jesse Sykes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
You do?
I
Amazing.
I follow him on Instagram. Yeah,
Amazing,
I'm like a
yes.
secret fan.
Yes. How I met Jesse Sykes is we did a Walmart commercial together, and we were both in Arkansas, and he's an awesome guy. He just treats everybody with purpose and openness. And when I watch this guy freestyle, he's very strong and now I'm going into dancer lingo, but he's very good at animation when he's freestyling. He's very good at storytelling. He's very good at waving. So when I see everything, it's so clear. And so I told myself, I'm like, I really am a visual learner. I see it, and I tell him all the time, I'm like, I learn a lot just by watching you. And it's the clarity of it.
Yes.
It's the clarity of his movements. And then so that's another realm I feel like I want to touch at some point. Clarity and everything. And that, the life lessons that I've done, like acceptance, acceptance in my life, it revolved, and then it went into my dancing. Like I started choreographing songs that were just like top 100 hits and things that my students wanted me to teach. And then that's when I started to find myself kind of driving myself in the ground and seeing it as more of a chore than it was a love or a passion.
I've been there.
So I had to kind of step back, and it was actually the studio owner's idea at first. We were just thinking about changing classes, maybe changing time slots, and This was towards the end of the year, and the way the COVID numbers go is are either really, really bad, like 103% capacity at the hospital, or it's like really slow, because unfortunately they die off. So it'll be like this. It's hot or cold, really. So with that, see, it just kind of like goes into a trail. But again, like acceptance, yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that, but
Totally. I'm following.
but yeah, I mean, acceptance really played a role in my choreographing. But it just kind of, I felt like I was being driven into the ground to where I had to let go for a little bit, because all the pressure, all the anxiety, and again, what we were talking about, I was giving myself too much to people. Like my job is is caring for people and healing them, so that's already giving a lot. But then at the same time, then I had to switch it up totally, like 180, and become this amazing dancer that people see me as. And I was like, I don't have anything to choreograph. I don't have anything for you guys. Like I was like bringing back old pieces, and then it was just a job at that point. So I knew I had to let it go to be able to relearn myself, rejuvenate, regrow. Yeah. So there was a lot of that.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, something I've dealt with that so recently, and it's confusing, because it's like, this is what I love to do. Why does it feel like a chore? You know, like you said. And I ended up having to get what's similar to like a 9-to-5 job from COVID, and this is my first time ever living in a corporation world like that. And it stepped on my pride a little bit, I think, and it made me realize, no, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm meant for. This is, you know, where I need to be, you know. And some days we're not gonna feel like doing it, but I think that's when we need to prove to ourselves, like, you're here for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. What were you doing before March of 2020? Gigging, right?
Gigging, paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Living the dream, teaching all the time, sleeping in, taking hot Pilates, going to do my show, living, you know. And, you know, I'd babysit, and I'd do, you know, little liquor promotions and fun stuff like that on the Strip. And just the word of mouth here is, and from the moment, I've only lived here for like a year and a half. So, and I remember week 1, I think, I met Taylor Bradley. Do you know him?
Do I know Taylor Bradley? I think I do.
I think you do.
I think I do. Okay.
I think you do. And I was like booked the next week because of him. Like just word of mouth, and people want to help you here, and that's where I feel like Mad Moves fits here. You know, but it's gonna, you know, of course, it's gonna have its own flair. Yeah. But we're here to move you. We're here to help you. You know. It'll flourish.
Most definitely. And what you said, you exercise the patience in order for it to flourish.
Yes.
Right.
You have to.
We met through Ron Wells' dance project, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday Blend project, actually.
Tuesday Blend.
Actually, ironically enough, we are here in the building of the creators of Tuesday Blend. Here.
How cool.
We're in the building.
Meant to be.
Yep. So we met through that, correct?
Yes.
And then we would see each other at Millennium Dance Complex.
I would be lost in the back corner of your classes.
Oh.
So dope.
What's the last class you took from me?
So long ago.
Okay.
Probably a year ago.
Okay. Do you remember the song?
No.
Shoot.
I don't remember. I just remember I remember my roommate and I walking out like, that was a class. That is a class. We will be back, that was a class. You know, in the best way.
Oh, thank you.
In the best way. And I was like, I need another hour. I didn't get that.
Yes. Thank you. What?
Yeah.
And then I know in March of 2020, and this was like right before COVID hit, we did a show together. We weren't in the same project, but we did the same show together. It's called Choreographers Carnival. That was amazing. I thought like
that was right before COVID.
Literally right before, and then like the NBA started shutting down and everything, and that's when all the lockdowns started happening. But we got away with it. It was like right in the beginning of March. I want to
really
March 2nd. I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess.
I was supposed to do the Choreographers Carnival in LA, and it didn't happen. Like it was. That was cutting it close.
Yeah, it was really like in Las Vegas. It happened, and then that was pretty much it. You know, we had experience in January. But besides that, I don't really, I mean, obviously there wasn't really that many big events last
Yeah.
year, so not much for dancers, you know, and I'm going to have another guest. I don't know if you know him, Gabby. He's MJ1,
Ooh,
MJ1 guest, and he's going to start talking about Cirque and
nice.
that industry and like what's been
Amazing.
going on, you know, like with the whole bankruptcy, and then because I know you have friends and we know people that
Yes.
are in Cirque, so
Yes.
they filed for bankruptcy protection or something
Yeah.
of that sense, and some shows ended up totally being done. Le Rev, I think is what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know one person in that show, and she ended up moving back to somewhere in Europe already.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that show has been around for a while. I remember seeing that show, and so it kind of sucked to watch it go away. And Zumanity, you know, Zumanity is out of the mix.
Crushed. Crushed.
Yeah, I know. We know. I'm sure we know a few dancers in there too.
Yep.
I remember when Giannis Marshall,
Yeah.
when he went into choreograph for them.
Mm-hmm.
That was an amazing moment. I seen the show I think twice before it
Yeah.
closed, so that was really hard to see that. I know Run at the Luxor.
Yes.
It actually closed before
It
COVID,
did. It did.
but that, I mean, again, still, it was just kind of sad to see those shows go away. My favorite show is The Beatles Love. The Beatles Love
For
is my
sure.
my absolute most favorite show. I know they changed it a couple times. I know Nappy Tabs, Napoleon Tabitha was and Kyle Hanagami, I believe. I think they were part of it a couple years ago. They like
Yeah.
helped choreograph it and kind of reconstruct the show. And I don't know if it went through another reconstruction, but that one's my favorite show. So I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, me too.
I hope these still get to
Definitely.
come to life, you know, with all this Moderna and Pfizer vaccinations being distributed to the public. I want to know, would you be willing to get the vaccine once it's offered more so to the public? How do you feel about that?
My honest answer is no.
Okay, it's okay. I haven't
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And I can't even tell you like 100% why.
Yeah.
But I know it's a more of a no than it is a yes, and I want to trust that.
Yeah,
I definitely want to trust that. Did you ever have COVID?
I have. Yeah.
Okay, you've had it.
Yes,
Me
I have.
too.
To all my viewers, yes. And
Yeah.
see, it's become more of a thing to where it's like, when did you get it, and how you're gonna recover from it,
Yeah.
opposed to like, oh, you had it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, get away from me, type
Yeah.
thing. You know. So I did,
Yeah.
and I did experience what it's like to have the full hospital patient experience. I didn't let them know right away that I was in the field, just because I was so sick and I couldn't say anything because I was trying to catch my breath. And by the way, for the record, this is the first time I'm ever speaking about it. So,
Oh, did I bring
Yeah.
something out of you?
yes, you did. But I am ready
Okay.
I'm ready to say it, and I'm ready
Okay.
to let it go. So,
Okay.
thank you. Yeah, so I didn't tell them right away that I was in the field. I also have an uncle that's a doctor at that hospital. We won't say the hospital, but he's a doctor over there. But I didn't let them know, so they just kind of treated me like a regular COVID patient, right? I wasn't treated very well. I wasn't attended to. There was just a lot of by myself. I fell asleep in the hospital a lot. I think I woke up for an interval of 30 minutes and then I would fall back asleep. I am a healthy 26-year-old individual, and I could not catch my breath for like 3 days.
Same.
So, you know, so it kind of hurts sometimes when people try to disclaim it and say, "Oh, it's not real," and this. I'm like,
It hurts.
I'm like, yeah, because it's hard. I've been
You know of all people.
upkeeping these patients and seeing people that are younger than me that are in the hospital with it, and it's like, yeah, it's not real. Like, you know, it just
Yeah.
kind of hurts.
It hurts.
Yeah. So
I feel that for you.
yeah. So I know what it's like to be a COVID patient.
Yeah.
You know, everyone treats you like you have, you know, like you're a zombie and that you're.
Yes. And you feel like one.
So yep. So they go in there with all their PPE, their protective, patient protective, personal, whatever, equipment. And they go in there. You don't know what their face looks like. They go in there for maybe about 30 seconds, take your vital signs, give you your medication, and then they run out. And then that's it. That's all the human interaction I get for about 4 hours. And then you're sitting there, you can't eat, you can't walk. Then when I was strong enough to finally go to the bathroom, like I don't know, it was a process. I was in there for about a week, and yeah, but it was tough because I started having stomach problems with it. And you can get gastrointestinal problems with COVID. It could be associated. So I'll say that hurt more.
Wow.
The stomach issues.
So sorry.
Yeah. So I've had it. And I'm aware that you as well, right?
Yep.
So
sucks. I didn't have that stomach issue, but everything else, check the box because it's different.
Yeah.
It's different. I think it's like the fog. There's like this fog in your brain, and it's not clear, and it's very, what world am I on?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever felt this. I was also very like restless. I was very tired all the time, and as soon as I recovered, I was never tired.
Yeah.
I was like this Energizer bunny, like,
Yep.
like I was like, what is this? You know,
Yeah.
it's because your body is just like resetting, and it alters your life for sure.
Yep. And then I think at least to 3 months you have some sort of antibodies in your bloodstream after getting it. So from my notice is that the first wave of people that got sick from it, and then there was the second wave, the third wave, fourth wave that hit. The first wave of people didn't get sick the second wave or the third wave. So I'm thinking, it's just an observation of me, and I just noticed that. So I don't know really what that entails right now because it's so short. It's so new still.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of made me afraid of getting it because they still don't know long-term effects. So
Yes.
And then we got a notification that in San Diego, a batch of Moderna vaccines, some workers got a severe allergic reaction to the Moderna batch, and it sucks because that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like that could have easily been a batch of Moderna in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And I could have taken that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I get it though. I get why they want to give it to healthcare workers, but then it's also hard because then we're almost kind of like the guinea pigs.
Right.
And we're the only thing in between COVID and the public. So so it's kind of hard, but
it is.
You know, I feel like still with the distribution of this, things will kind of still stay in this area now, is what I think.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. But it's from what I think, it's not going to be as intense.
Yeah.
And I can say firsthand that the numbers have kind of dropped. So
Great.
it's not as intense, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. If you guys have been listening so far, thank you guys for staying with us and listening to everything that we've been talking about. It's very important that we get all of this into the universe.
Absolutely.
But I want to switch up gears again. You guys know what time it is. It is time for our show challenge. Now it's a different one here. Instead of doing Mythbusters or Facts or Myths, the new segment we're going to do here is my boy Rizzo behind the switchers, behind the cameras, is going to put 30 seconds on a timer on his iPhone. I am going to do a series of rapid fire questions. 7 questions within 30 seconds. Okay, you guys feel me? 7 questions in 30 seconds. Madison here is going to answer them. Okay, I have answers that I think that she's gonna say. Okay, so this is now we can kind of test our friendship, our
How do you know me?
our Cancerian connection. We can test all of that here right now within 7 questions and 30 seconds. Okay. I have to clear my throat. I'm feeling like Steve Harvey here. Hold on. Here we go. Ugh. Feeling like Steve Harvey. So Rizzo's going to start the clock. 30 seconds. When I say go, I'll say 3, 2, 1, go, and then he'll start. Cool? I'll ask you these questions. We've talked about it.
Okay.
Like kind of like in Family Feud, how
Love
they
it.
kind of have that, right? So I'll ask you. You just kind of, you just
Spit
answer
it
it.
out.
Yep. Most of it is or questions, like either or.
Oh, cool.
But some of them are kind of more specific. So
Cool.
you ready?
I'm ready.
Is the audience ready?
They're ready.
Okay.
They're ready.
Add sound effect. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. We're going to start this in 3, 2, 1, start. Texting or talking?
Talking.
Favorite city to live in the U.S. besides Vegas?
City?
Yes.
San Diego.
San Diego. Favorite recent song that you've downloaded?
Oh, Star Shopping by Little Peep.
Nice. Invisibility or super strength?
Super Strength.
From a scale of 1 to 10, how hot do you like your shower?
10.
You can answer that. 10. Okay.
How many questions did I get?
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right,
5.
we're close.
Ooh, I'm kind of nervous. Okay. Okay, so you said texting or talking. You said talking.
Yes.
Right? I answered talking.
Yay.
1 of 1. 1 out of 5. Okay. We'll say 1 out of 5. Okay. You know what? I'll ask you later. I'll ask you the bonus questions.
Okay.
There's 2 more left. But
Yes, bonus questions.
I said, favorite city to live in the U.S. besides Vegas? You said San Diego. Mm-hmm. I said Pittsburgh. Only because
that's a good
you're
guess.
From there, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
That's a good guess.
Okay.
But I will never live there again. To be clear.
Okay, so
Loved
wrong.
it, but wrong.
Okay, A for effort, but I was off.
For sure.
Okay, so 1 out of 2. 1 out of 2. And then I asked, favorite recent song that you've downloaded? You said something by
Star Shopping by Little Peep.
Star Shopping by Lil Peep. I said Good Days by SZA.
I was gonna say it.
Damn it.
I was gonna say it. I was gonna say it. I was gonna say it.
You were going to say it.
I was gonna say it, but I was
Okay.
like, no, this one's more recent.
Okay, so I was on to something.
You were gonna say it because
Okay.
I know you and I both love that song.
Okay.
I
See?
know we do.
Yes. So that one, okay.
We're connected, don't worry.
Maybe we'll do like 1.8 out of 3 now, okay? Because
See, you always go with your gut answer.
Yes.
You always go. You can never.
and that's what I was trying to do. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go with the first answer that's gonna come up to my head instead of trying to like study.
See
it.
what I did there? I messed it up by not choosing my gut.
Okay. We'll say 1.8 out of 3. Okay. I said invisibility or super strength. You said super strength.
Yep.
I said invisibility.
Cool.
Okay. The reason why I said invisibility was I just thought maybe of the what we were talking about even before then when we were drinking water. It was sometimes you'll get not you, but like me. Sometimes I'll get shy and self-conscious and stuff, and I won't open up right away like we were kind of talking about. You give that person the comfortability of it. So I just assume like maybe if you got
disappear.
one of those moments, you could go invisible.
I could disappear.
Yeah.
I think I do that
was why.
mentally.
Okay. Yeah. See?
I think I do it mentally.
Okay.
But
All right. So why'd you pick super strength?
that I think like me with big muscles is just like what I need. I think it's what I need.
Boom. Mad moves with the
Mad
super
moves
strength.
with the super strength. I don't know. I've always been like in college. I always played like the masculine character
Okay.
in a piece, and I've always I feel a lot of femininity inside of me, but also very masculine at the same time. I love being in the ground. I love lifting. I love working out clearly. I love, so if I could be super, super strong, I feel like I could take on the world, like with my own hands. Like that would be so powerful.
You got the best of
Oh my
both
gosh, if I could,
worlds.
best of both worlds, tell it, take it slow. Then we rock. Miley, are you
Yes.
listening?
Yes. And then, so, okay. Super strength.
Yeah.
Got it wrong. I said invisibility.
Yes, you did.
From a scale of 1 to 10, how hot do you like your showers? You said 10.
I said 10.
I was just throwing out a ballpark number. I was just trying to be safe. But I did started going along with the hotter ones. So I said 8.
Okay, that's
I was
a good
just playing
one.
safe But
You
that-
know,
it-
is 10's probably like cranking it all the way up, huh?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't do that as often as my confident answer sounded, but do you like cold showers?
I don't.
Okay, yeah, me either.
No, I don't.
Yeah, me
no,
either.
because I like my room super cold. So once I step out of the shower and it's super cold, on top of that,
Oh, that's the worst.
no good. No good. So the bonus questions that I wasn't able to ask you, I was going to ask you, are tomatoes a fruit or a vegetable?
Vegetable.
They're actually a fruit. They're actually a fruit.
Oh,
Yes.
I did it wrong. I did it wrong.
They're actually a fruit. And LA or New York?
LA.
Okay, I said LA. I said
Period.
LA. I was like, I feel like because she moved out here and it's a little closer.
West Coast, Best Coast.
Okay, yeah. So then I went with LA. So okay, fine. If we were to ask those other questions, I would have got another one right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that concludes our show challenge there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It
Fire.
giving Madison a little bit of anxiety answering some of the questions. Like the fucking the city one. The city one, you're like, I'm so torn in between. I don't
I'm
know.
torn. Oh, there's so many places I could go.
But you love it in Vegas?
I do. I really love it in Vegas.
Awesome.
I feel like it's an endless ballpark for me, and I've never said that. I think I've moved like 11 or 12 times in my life,
Yeah.
and yeah, but I love it. I think it's endless, boundless. Feels like
Yes,
it.
it is. And so it's always expanding with the sports teams and all this real estate, which I learned 2 weeks ago
Yes, you
in
did.
my educational session. It's expanding so much. So now
know.
Vegas is going to be on a more broader spectrum, but it's cool that we get to see the history and everything that's being built from it. Because I moved here 10 years ago, so I've already seen the transitions and stuff.
Yeah.
But, locals that have been here longer, Rizzo included, seen how much of the changes have happened here. Yeah, you've seen it, man, and it's beautiful to see because it started off on a smaller platform, and now you're seeing all this revenue. But it's still a little big city because at every corner you'll see talent, which is amazing.
Every corner.
And it's a small city, but it just feels so big. I've met so many people here, and there's a new wave of people. Like every couple of months, I meet a new wave of people because they're here for a job. They're here on a contract. They're here to
Yeah.
do this. They're here to do that. And so I just meet all these people, and I'm in Chicago, and I don't really meet new people every time per se when I used to live there.
Yeah.
Right. Give it, I was like still in high school and middle school, but like still, I mean,
different.
this is kind of like in and out, like boom, boom. I meet these people from Europe. I met this person from Australia. I met this person from New Zealand. I met this person from blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's a broad spectrum,
Right.
you know?
I think for me, when I first visited Vegas, it was actually for a Cirque audition in 2019, and it kind of reminded me of all the places that I've lived in
Yeah.
because it's so broad and so, like, anywhere from the mountains to the city to the heat. Like, I've
Yes.
lived in that southern heat. I've lived in a city. I've lived in mountains, like West Virginia mountains. I've lived in Louisiana heat. I've lived in Pittsburgh City. And it was like, this is like my world.
Yeah.
This is literally my world, you know, and like I love it. And even it shocks me, like you said, that I've never walked into this building before. This building's
Right.
incredible.
Yeah.
Like
Thank you.
it's everywhere. I'm continuously surprised by what this place has to offer.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you've also been a part of the Desert Snow.
The desert
Right?
snow.
Last
yes.
week, we
I
had
was a part
snow
of that.
in Las Vegas. You know, it's actually been happening more times than not now in the years coming forth. And, I'll have some friends that'll be like, it's the global warming. It's the global warming. And I'm like, I just never, and then people that are not from Vegas, and I'll go back to Chicago, or I was in Michigan with Runwell. And I was like,
Yeah.
it gets so cold in Vegas. And they're like, no, it doesn't. And they just would not believe me that it gets cold in Vegas. And then Ron moved out here, and he posted on his story, was like, I moved from the cold only to come back to the cold.
Yep.
And he was in Vegas. And I'm like, I told you, like, it gets cold here, guys.
Yes,
it gets
believe it.
cold.
Yes.
It's not just hot, and it snows too. When it's feeling frisky,
When it's feeling frisky.
it snows here, guys. So my first year moving here in 2011, it snowed. It snowed. Do you guys remember that? Well, I mean, you remember that. It snowed, man. So, where can everybody find you on social media?
Yeah,
Where can
totally.
they find you at?
So my Instagram handle is madmoves22. My actual Mad Moves page is in the works, as well as the website coming soon, hopefully this summer. But yeah, that's my Instagram handle. I'm not really anywhere else as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's gonna build. So follow me on Instagram to follow the journey.
That's
And become a
amazing.
part of it. Start your own, you know?
That's amazing. So, FSY
Yeah,
Henderson,
FSY and Henderson.
catch her in her fitness
Vent
classes.
Dance.
Vent Dance. Catch her at her Instagram.
Yeah.
And if you're a
Hit me up.
dancer and you see her in a studio or you see her out in public, give her a holla. Say what's up. I listened to your podcast and I'm so down for your cause. I'm down for the
I will
cause.
always
spread
say,
the,
speak to me.
spread the
Yeah.
love. So she'll be open to it.
Don't
She
be
has
shy.
the best of both worlds. You heard it here first. Don't be shy, okay?
Best of both worlds.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Thank you, Madison, for coming in and joining us and experiencing with us.
Thank you for the experience.
You're welcome. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.
Peace.
Yay.
Ah!